Yeah, it's B, and I'd like to have a quick chat about my depth year goals for 2019. Okay, so the first part of my goals that I want to focus on is my spiritual path. So I was raised Christian up until the age of about 10, and then from the age of 10 to 12, I went to this church called Cherubim and Seraphim. It's like a Yoruba based church. And then at the age of 12, I was introduced to Buddhism by one of my best friends at school. Both her parents were artists and actors, and they got me into the Buddhist, well, made me have an interest in Buddhism, SGI. So that continued really up until I was about maybe 30. Then I started to take the faith more seriously. And then I'd say 7 years ago, I received my Gohonzon. However, since joining this tarot community, I have found that Buddhism isn't really enough for me, and I've developed more interests in things like paganism, especially the green magic side of it, and also crystal magic. So I think this year I want to work on my spiritual path. Okay, another thing that I want to focus on is my YouTube channel, which I've recently started. Been on YouTube since 2011, but started creating content in the month of December this year, 2018. And I want to focus on content, what type of content am I going to do, planning it, what days am I going to upload and stuff like that. So I want to focus on that. Um, I would also like to continue working with the tarot, but my goal really is to work with decks that I already have, because I have acquired quite a lot of decks in the year 2018, and I just want to spend time with those decks and maybe do flip throughs or walkthroughs of the decks that I already have, rather than buy a lot of decks. So I also want to focus on building a witchy altar, but which one yet I'm not quite sure about. So, things that I want to let go of. So, I'm quite a hoarder when it comes to beauty stuff, tarot decks, and clothes. So, next year, I don't want to buy any more clothes. And I actually want to sift through the ones that I've got and maybe give them away to charity shops, or have car boot sales or stuff like that. I need to downgrade or downsize on the stuff that I've got, because I think I've got too much stuff. I also want to kind of not buy any decks next year. Well, that's my goal. So currently I have about maybe 81 tarot decks, maybe 15 Lenormand decks, and I'd say about 6 oracle cards. I also have on pre-order 5 decks, which I'll be getting in 2019. So I don't actually want to buy any more decks in 2019. However, if people give me decks, that's a different situation. I also want to control my subscriptions. I've got quite a few beauty subscriptions out there, and I've accumulated quite a lot of beauty products. So I want to let go of a few subscriptions and use the stuff that I already have. Make use of them rather than acquire things that are just building dust on. Um, I also I think because I want to start my spiritual pagan path, I will be buying pagan books, but I'm going to be very careful as to which ones I buy. And I also want to make more use of the public libraries in terms of buying books. I'd rather just borrow them, read them, and return them. I am going to buy one more, possibly one deck this year, and that's going to be the Green Man Tarot, because that's been on my wish list for quite a while. So now that it's going to be republished, I think I will buy that deck. So that'll be the only deck that I'm buying this year. I also want to maybe start a new subscription to help me with my pagan path, possibly with crystals and green earth sort of stuff. So I'm going to be looking into that. So this is a very short video, and thank you for listening, and may I wish you all a happy new year. Goodbye.